So in question 10a, we're given that for the Bohr model of the hydrogen atom, angular momentum is quantized. We need to outline what effect this has on the electron energy. So what that means is that orbit, so NH over 2 pi is quantized, meaning that it can only take specific values because n is always an integer and h over 2 pi is always a constant. So if n can only be a positive integer, it means that it is quantized, and therefore energy is also quantized. Because on the left side of the equation we have mvr, mass is constant, and then the velocity and radius both have to be quantized as well. They can only be specific values because the right hand side is also a constant. So the energy also has to be quantized. And then in part 2, we're given for a hydrogen atom, the orbital radius of the electron in n equals 2 is 4 times the radius in n equals 1. We need to find v2 over v1. So what we need to do is rearrange that first equation for v. So it will just be nh over rm 2 pi. So h, 2 pi are just constants. Mass is also a constant. So v2 over v1 will simply be n2 over r2. So at this point, we're only looking at this part of the equation over n1 over r1. So this is simply going to be n2 r1 over n1 r2. So what we can do here is just, we know n2 over n1 is 2, because at n equals 2 and n equals 1, and r1 over r2 is 1 over 4. So this will give us 1/2.